Welcome back to another episode of Local Search Tuesdays. This week I'm sharing a crazy story about a massive fine the FTC just gave to a clothing retailer because of review violations. And it's a violation you might have on your own site. Just last week, it was announced that the FTC assigned a $4.2 million fine to Fashion Nova because of the way it displayed customer reviews on its site. What's really scary about the situation is that they were doing something that tens of thousands and maybe even hundreds of thousands of other businesses are also doing. Basically, they were fined for misrepresenting customer reviews on their website. They used a third-party tool to display reviews, a widget that pulled in reviews from other sources and aggregated them on their site. But that review widget only pulled in 4- and 5-star reviews. The 3-star and below simply weren't displayed. Sound familiar? It should. That's basically how pretty much every review widget works right now. The FTC has now penalized this company with a massive fine because that widget concealed negative reviews. From late 2015 to 2019, none of the thousands of negative reviews were posted to the site, which the FTC says deprived customers of potentially useful information and artificially inflated the aggregate star rating. In the same announcement about that fine, the FTC also said that they've sent letters to 10 companies that offer reputation management services, placing them on notice that avoiding the publication of negative reviews is a violation of FTC law. This is pretty scary since most review widgets do exactly the same thing. Tons of auto dealers have the Dealer Rater widget on their site that does the same thing. For example, if you've got a page on your site with one of those widgets, you need to make sure you change the settings to show all of your reviews, or you'll be risking an FTC fine as well. To be sure you're not in FTC violation, here are a few simple guidelines to follow. Number 1, if you're publishing reviews on your site, publish all of your reviews, not just positive ones. Number 2, don't display reviews in a misleading way. Displaying positive reviews more prominently is still a violation. And don't incentivize reviews. And number 4, if you're going to ignore number 3 and the reviewer has received any compensation for the review, it should be explicitly stated in that review. And finally, treat all reviews equally. That's all the time we've got for this week's episode. So you know what that means. Put your hand on the screen right here. We totally just high-fived because you learned something awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week for another episode of Local Search Tuesdays.